I'm super excited for this episode simply because this is something that I really practiced that allowed me to not just save more money but to achieve my financial goals. Hey, this is Yani and welcome back to my channel. I blissfully create videos on personal finance, self-development, and intentional living. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome! I hope I could add value to you through the contents that I create, which I post weekly. So I hope you could subscribe, hit the notification bell, and make sure to like this video to get more videos like this. I used to be the kind of person who is a maximalist. Yung talagang shopping ng shopping, hindi umuulit ng damit. And I thought these things were making me happy, kaya ako naman purchase ng purchase. However, what I realized is that when I started to declutter my space and when I started to commit to having less things, I felt lighter. And that's when I started learning about minimalism. Because for me, if you have less, you can do more in your life. Although I wouldn't say that I'm 100% a minimalist, I would say now I'm intentional. However, I practice minimalist habits in terms of my finances. So here are 7 ways for you to practice minimalism in your finances. Number 1 is limit the things you need. Limit what you own. Why? Because less is more. Ibig sabihin, you have more space to not just think, but to also move around if you have less stuff. When you have less stuff, you have less stuff to maintain. Basically, yun yung concept of less is more. It only means that you spend less on things that are not that important and you spend more time in the things that really matter in your life. I heard this quote in one of the audiobooks that I listened to. It says, needing nothing attracts everything. If you have less things that you need, you can attract everything that you want in your life. Number 2 is focus on your financial goals by thinking long-term. Thinking long-term allows you to stop just investing money and time on things that give you short-term pleasure, but rather think long-term, no? How can I benefit from this in the long run? How can my future self thank me? I'm not saying that you shouldn't be enjoying what's in the present and what's in the now, but if you've just focused on long-term goals, it will be easier for you to lessen your time in things that only give you short-term pleasure or short-term happiness. So for example, you really want to buy a bag, no? If you buy it, diba, when you get home, you just put it in your, maybe in your couch or in your room, and then nakalimutan mo na you were so excited, you were so happy to buy it. Personally, when I decided to buy a property, long-term na iniisip ko, I stopped thinking and buying things that only add value to the current moment, no? I know that it will not be beneficial for my long-term goal, which is to own a property. Then I stop thinking about them. Personally, as a finance coach, I recommend focusing on one goal at a time. So if that's building your emergency fund, if that's working on your asset, build habits and build each goal slowly and one by one. Number 3, unpopular, is to remove money baggages. Ibig sabihin ng baggages here is like, just imagine yourself going up the hill. Ngayon, you have a really big backpack with all the things that don't really matter in your life. So alam mo yun, hirap na hirap ka in life or in your finances. It will be harder for you to get to your finance goals if ang dami pang baggages in terms of money. So ano to, no? This is through your debts and your loans. So kung may mga utang ka pa, settle it so that you can start focusing on the things that you really want to get, you want to aim for in the future. Before committing to something that will give you, let's say, monthly payments na naman, let's say a car, no? Before that, finish one debt at a time. Especially the debts that have or incur high interests. If you have less monthly payments, it's much easier for you to focus on things that are important to you. Number 4 is to declutter your space. The space here is not just your physical space. Ibig sabihin, no? If you have a lot of things, baka mahirapan ka to think clearly, ways to earn money, maybe to manage your finances. And naniniwala kasi ako sa how you do one thing is how you do everything. Ibig sabihin, if you are makalat in terms of your physical space, most likely makalat ka din pagdating sa finances mo. So take a look at that. Number 2, your mental space, no? So if there are things that are holding you back in terms of maybe beliefs that hold you back from getting to where you want to go, clear that already. Decluttering also is delete mo na yung mga photos, videos, apps na hindi mo naman talaga ginagamit, tinitignan, or na-upload mo na. And when I started deleting, now I have more space to create my content. Less things to manage. You have more space for things that will add value. And the value here is financial value. A clear mind and a clear space will allow you to think more clearly on how you can earn more money. Number 5, ito talaga, sana nalaman ko to nung una pa lang, is to simplify your financial management. So, let's say, first, wallet, no? Before, grabe, halos every other day ata nagpapalit ako ng wallet. Why? Because ang dami kong different wallets that I wanted to use. So, palipat-lipat ako ng cards, palipat-lipat ng cash, tapos may maiiwan sa isang wallet. It was very makalat. My recommendation is that you just stick to maybe one big wallet and one small wallet if you have a smaller bag, no? Ako personally, I use this one, which is my small wallet that has my cards and my cash. Yun lang. In terms of tracker, no, if you're using Excel, if you're using a notebook or a journal, if you're using sheets, or if you're using, let's say, an app, stick to one. That way, hindi masyadong makalat yung isip mo, no? Yun din yung pagkakamali ko before I was trying different apps, sabay-sabay. I was really doing a trial and error. I was also tracking through sheets. Ngayon, I'm tracking through my journal, which is the Flow Life Journal. I have a video here where I discuss the money journal that I use. You can check that out. And simplifying your financial management, isa lang yan, no? The simpler, the better. So whatever works for you, stick to one. Wow, parang jowa lang. Stick to one. Simplifying your financial management also means scheduling your payments. After 6 months of living here, ngayon ko lang na-realize kung ano talagang day yung isang araw lang mauupuan ko lahat ng bills. Before kasi, nung past 5 months, kapag may dumating na bill, bayad agad ako. I will set for myself, I will be sitting down with my finances and my bills and pay them ng sabay-sabay. So scheduling your expenses, your bills, paying your monthly dues is easier and will cost less time for you in terms of your financial management. So again, the simpler, the better. Number 6 is to start sharing and giving. Yes, I would add it to minimalism. Why? Because for me, if I have a space to give and to share, that's me also downsizing my lifestyle because I choose to also set aside money in contribution, in giving, in serving, no? So, how can you share and give? This is through tithing, donations, charity works, etc., etc. Basta ang point dito is that you give. And when you give, you are also in the capacity of receiving, no? So, pag nagpalabas ka daw ng pera, meron ka ding space para makatanggap ng pera. Personally, I recently just got to help someone and the next day I got a lot of opportunities to work with brands right away. Nabalik agad, no? Why? Because you made space for new and better ones. So same with money. If you want to receive more financial abundance, be also willing to give it away. Number 7 is the most important, which is to spend intentionally. I said this channel is all about intentional living because personally, whatever you'll see here in my house, unless it was given to me, are only the things that I currently need. If you are struggling in your spending habits, here are some questions you can ask yourself to spend more intentionally. Number 1, do I need it? Number 2, do I love it? Number 3, do I want it? And number 4, do I like it? And let me categorize it in 2 parts, okay? The first part here is that Do I need it and do I love it, no? Need, ibig sabihin, hindi ka mabubuhay kung hindi mo to gagastusan. Pwedeng mga nagbabayad kayo ng bills, okay? So, dito yan magpo-fall under sa need. Do I love? For example, I wanna spend on a vacation with my family because I love them. So for me, if I set that as a goal, it's because I wanna spend on it intentionally because I love to spend for my family. Okay, so dyan siya magpo-fall. Need and love. On the other hand, okay, this is what you like and what you want. Ano to, no? Yung dumaan ka sa mall, may nakita ka, gusto mo, you really like it, you really want it, you buy it, okay? However, probably yung money na yon is what you want to spend on for, let's say, a trip for your family, for the people you love. If you classify this two, it will be easier for you to be more intentional on what you spend on. And these things really help me identify before buying anything in my life. And that way, I become more intentional in spending and not just collect stuff and end up cluttered my house. Kaya pagpunta po kayo sa bahay ko, no, mukha lang siyang maraming gamit, pero wala masyadong gamit. Why? Because I try not to be attached to stuff. Feeling ko magagamit ko in the future, I don't really buy that. I just buy it if kailangan ko na talaga siya. And that way, my mind is clearer, my space is brighter, I get more inspired to do the work because I can see things where I need to see them. So I really committed to having minimalist financial habits. And if you try to do this, I want to know in the comment section, no? Especially if you're just like me before, makalat in terms of all my spaces, how will this help you in terms of your finances? That's it, guys. I hope you got so much value from this video. If you did, please comment down below ano yung pinaka-favorite nyong minimalist habit na pwede na ninyong i-start i-practice. Because I want to see more people practicing financial minimalist habits kasi that really helped me unlock my abundance today. Have a great day and see you on the next video.